Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Grab a cold one, crank up the volume, and join the show. Welcome to NBNR Live. And here we go.
It's no block, no rock.
Go Big Red. Indeed. I don't know the episode number.
265.
265.
It's a whole lot of episodes.
It is a lot of episodes, a lot of losing episodes.
Hey.
Quite a few of them. Quite a few of them.
Heavy Brewing is our chief sponsor. We do not have any beer
We forgot.
from them tonight. That's our bad. That's our fumble.
We were there for a long time on Saturday, and we forgot to get beer.
Really?
We did have a great time at the live show. The game itself sucked.
Of course.
Because
yeah,
of course.
I think maybe we had a couple too many beers and forgot to bring beers for this show.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's fine.
We had a good time. I think a lot of people, until the game, obviously, the first half at Heavy Brewing was the game day atmosphere, man.
Oh,
it felt phenomenal. I know it's not a sports bar,
right,
but it definitely, I know Halloween was just, not too long ago. It was wearing the mask of a sports bar. It was, there was an environment going on there. The volleyball game was going on. We were doing our thing. Like, there was good vibes at the Heavy Brewing.
It was electric.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. The vibes were high for, I think, probably the first 4.5 minutes of that game.
Yes. And before we wrap up our Heavy Brewing segment, I do want to tell people on Saturday, they do have a dueling pianos thing. So if you're into that, I'm going to go down there for that because I think it sounds really fun.
Okay.
And if Nebraska loses on Friday, it'll be a way to kind of drink away the sorrows.
Cope.
But no, I don't know if you've ever been to a dueling pianos anything, but it's really freaking sweet. And they have a great turnout for it. And Audra had told us about it, a couple times actually. And I'm really excited for it, but it is at Heavy this weekend. So if you need any information on that, go check them out on Facebook. Get the info. I don't know what it costs or anything like that. I was trying to get some info on it, but this Saturday, dueling pianos at Heavy Brewing in Gretna, Nebraska.
I did moments ago, just before we started. I actually was looking into the Facebook event. I do want to point out that is a 21 plus event.
Mm-hmm.
It does say that.
Do not bring your kids.
Yeah, but it does look super rad. I'm not gonna lie.
It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, they just have a super fucking cool venue.
Yes,
I'm not. It's super fun.
It was a great time.
So whether you're watching just a total dismantling on the football field or a dueling pianos event, either one, Heavy Brewing is the venue to witness these things. They will provide you with excellent libations and food and a lot of room to gallivant around. It's a great venue.
I still can't get over that enchilada pizza we had.
That was good.
Oh my God, it was so good.
You know what's funny? And so my wife got the enchilada pizza as well on her tab. So I did buy enchilada pizza as well.
Yeah.
But I have it in my fridge and I had it cold for breakfast this morning.
Still pretty solid.
I'm a big cold pizza guy. Like either you like it or you don't. I love cold pizza.
I rock with it.
And the enchilada pizza was phenomenal as cold pizza. So yeah,
Okay.
it was good the second time.
All right. So yeah, go check out Heavy Brewing in Gretna, Nebraska. Hey fellas, I'm gonna throw something out there to you. I'm gonna throw like this concept. You guys tell me if I'm crazy,
You're crazy.
nutso. If you agree, disagree, you tell me, okay? Mike, you ready?
Yep.
Beat Iowa.
That'd be cool.
It would be very cool. Actually, I just realized as you said it that I did not wear my hat. That I don't remember who gifted it to us. But I have a Beat Iowa hat that was sent to us, I think, last year, right around this time.
That would have been a good hat to wear today.
I meant to grab it before I left the house, and I was
Fucking Connor.
apparently too concerned with stat comparisons.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I was going to wear my Iowa has bad corn shirt, but we've lost when I've wore it. So I'm like, I'm just going to rock MBNR. It'd be fine.
Beat Iowa.
Yes. Dare I say?
I think that's all I'm going to say today.
That's it. Yep. The entire time.
Beat Iowa.
Can I go one step further? Can I say fuck Iowa? Like, can I do that?
If we beat Iowa.
I can say that either way, I feel like.
Yeah, you can.
Hokie Skur said fuck Iowa.
There we go.
Good guy.
So I actually saw, just scrolling through the Twitter sphere today, I saw it's a very prevalent Iowa Hawkeyes football account that did the meme of the guy standing up. He's got the controversial opinion, right? And this Iowa football account was talking about how, I don't care what you think, Nebraska, Iowa is a top tier Big Ten rivalry. And I thought about it, and I really did, because sure, we can talk about, like, it would be nice. Like, I would like to play Wisconsin every year. Like, I hate Wisconsin too, but inside the Big Ten, I really hate Iowa. And it is, people will talk about, like, oh, it's not a real rivalry because Iowa kicks the shit out of us every year. That's a fair point.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a fair point. But, like, do you guys, I feel like this is a very solid rivalry, because I do think there is, I think, a respectful animosity between the two teams.
The Husker fans that still think that this is not a rivalry, you are stupid. Look at me. Look at me right now. Stupid. You are stupid if you don't believe that Nebraska and Iowa is a rivalry. And they've kicked our ass the entire time since Bo has been gone. They have taken our lunch money. We had a fun one in here. Iowa eats corn the long way.
I saw a comment. Again, I've been following this Nebraska Iowa Twitter sphere very closely leading into this week, and I saw one of them that said Nebraska fans eat corn the long way, and the top reply was, yeah, Iowa fans just suck on it.
No, it definitely is, man. Like, you think back, last year it was the handshake and how Matt Rule,
so dumb.
Matt Rule didn't know their team captain or whatever, and you have the blowing kisses, Keith Duncan blowing us kisses.
Yeah,
this is what we want. This is what we want. We want this animosity. We want the hatred. We want the Iowa accounts on Twitter saying shitty things about us, because we're going to return the favor. Now, we want those hateful, like, controversies. We just need to score more points than them.
Yeah.
That's it. Everything else has been pretty damn, like, rivalry tasty. It's just the results have not been great for Nebraska.
You got to get the matchup back to being, like, any given year, like, oh, I don't know who's going to win. For the last decade, it's been like, oh, fuck.
We're getting some pretty fun Iowa things. I think the chat needs to continue this throughout the entire show, and we'll continue reading them because it's Iowa hate week.
Feed us your Iowa hate.
Feed us your Iowa hate. Here's another one. Iowa fans pee sitting down and they don't wipe. Fuck Iowa, especially that kicker who blew his kisses. I agree. Yeah. You know what? Yes, this is good. This episode, we're done. We beat Penn State to shit yesterday, and we had fun doing it. It was a hysterical episode. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you subscribe on YouTube and go watch it from yesterday. Our Corners for Counseling was so much fun. I was in tears. Jared and I were laughing so hard.
Could barely get a word out because it was just
Mike's deflating just like that.
We were both deflating.
It was awesome.
Crying. There was tears. My makeup was running.
It was awesome. Yeah. Drop your Iowa hate slander in the chat. We will continue to read it throughout the show.
Okay. I know you said we beat Penn State to death.
Not on the football field, though, obviously.
Oh my God, Jesus.
No.
But there are still things that I feel like we need to talk about that we, like, maybe kind of glossed over. Especially because Penn State, what they do isn't too dissimilar from what Iowa loves to do, what they want to do, what their identity is as well. I do want to throw out there, you guys, What are your thoughts just on the overall Dana Holgorsen experience so far? Do you have any like hot takes, or are you just kind of like,
I don't.
What are your thoughts about Dana's tenure so far?
I don't know that I have and this is weird for me. I don't know that I have like a hot take. I think Dana is a very talented OC. He does at times confuse me. There are just some real head scratchers out there. I think the good play calling certainly outweighs the head scratchers, but it's enough of those that I do have to look at it and it's like, okay, like we know you know how to call these games. We know you know how to do that. And if we're referring to Penn State specifically, not you, just like me looking at it, he's in a tough spot right now. Because with Latif, we don't know how best to run this offense. It's a very quick change. You did have a bye week in there. That's helpful.
I disagree, though. He knew exactly how to run the offense with Latif.
Poorly?
Did you watch UCLA? That's right. How you run the offense with Latif.
Yeah, but that's, again...
Small sample size, but that's what you do.
But again, there's such a massive discrepancy in the levels of talent between a team like UCLA and Penn State.
But
so, like...
UCLA beat Penn State.
Sure.
They did.
Sure. Who was playing quarterback for Penn State at the time?
The better one, Drew Aller.
I told you guys, the second Drew Aller got hurt, I was concerned because I told you this Penn State team was going to get better without him, and that's exactly what they've done.
If they would have won these games with Drew Aller, like down the stretch, these games, they would have beat Nebraska with Drew Aller. Come on now.
Drew Aller, mental midget.
Oh, okay.
But not my point. I just think, again, it's a massive shift to go from a QB like Dylan Raiola and then calling an offense for a QB like TJ Latif. They are not very similar in most aspects. They are very, very different. And that is, I mean, you don't have to like totally redraw an offense, but it's like a pretty big overhaul to make that switch. So I don't have a hot take on Dana. I think he's in kind of a shitty spot right now. I'm still trusting in Dana.
Okay. So you're talking about Dana and he's going through this debacle with the quarterbacks and all that stuff. Here's the thing though. The offense has looked the same the whole year. It's a big question mark. The offense has just been all year. And after UCLA, I was like, okay, maybe his offense just works better with a mobile quarterback, one that's not a statue. And Latif played okay against Penn State. He didn't play elite. I think Dylan would have lost the game too. But with that being said, like, I just don't know enough. Like, can Dana's offense work in this Big Ten? I think a lot of this, and I think you could say the same thing about John Butler. Right now, I don't think that our line play is good on either side of the ball.
True.
And it's very tough to evaluate these coordinators until they have the right tools to do the job. But in my opinion, good coordinators, they make bad talent look good, right? They can fix things. John Butler not knowing how to stop the run in week 11, that's concerning to me. He knows what he has with this defense, and it hasn't worked. Dana, it's been such a roller coaster with him, but he's playing with the fourth and fifth string tackles. Like, how do you evaluate coordinators if they don't have the right guys to do the job?
So,
and whose fault is that? I don't know, because they're both first year coordinators at Nebraska, so it's not their fault that this is what they are given. But who's to blame? Are they doing their job the right way? I don't know.
I think something that Nebraska has done really well over at least the last year and a half, 2 years. Mike, you talk about, good coordinators make, maybe not so great players look great. But there's a phrase, right? It's a poor carpenter that blames the tools. And the tools here being the players. Right. I think Nebraska's coaches have been really good about pointing the thumb and not the finger. I think they have been relatively good about saying, I'm not doing what's correct. And Mike, you also bring up they've been dealt not the best hands right now. It's just so tough to weigh in on these calls. It's so difficult.
I recognize that my initial question, it's a loaded question because I don't know if you could tell on my face, but I'm asking you that because like I'm like not wildly disappointed, but I am disappointed in kind of the Dana experience so far. I think a lot of it is due to the expectations coming in was like full off season with a 5-star Dylan, and Dana's been around a really long time. He's been a head coach before. He's seen a lot of football. He has forgotten more football than I've ever learned, right? That whole thing going into the offseason. And it just feels like Mike says meh, and I am definitely with you. And if I'm going to put it in words, I'm going to say boring. Like it's just so boring. And it's funny because the other high expectation thing, it revolves around Dylan. Dylan's going to get a legitimate offensive coordinator and it's going to click. You have a full off season. There's going to be a lot of planning. And then Latif takes over because of injury.
Mm-hmm.
And then the narrative becomes, wait, maybe this is what maybe this is what Dana's wanted the whole time. Maybe the mobile Latif is actually working better for Dana's, play calls. And so it's like, it was boring with Dylan. Penn State with Latif, you clearly did not trust him to do anything. I can recall one design run with Latif.
Yeah, it was just disappointing that they didn't get him outside the pocket and running more.
It's like, you got Matt Rule out there before Penn State. Let it rip. You didn't do that. You didn't let it rip. It was so clear that they did not trust Latif. There's no deep shots. There's nothing in the middle of the field again. It's like everything that went well versus UCLA just completely fucking vanished. And I get it. True freshman on the road, Penn State, wide out. Oh my God, there's 100,000 scream. No. It's just, you didn't trust him. It was clear. And the offense is boring. It's 4th and 1. You line up and you try to run in the middle of the field. You get fucking stuffed. It's just boring. Maybe I'm crazy.
Okay.
Fire Dana. No, but like, what are you going to get that's better than Dana? Listen, there is better than Dana out there. I'm telling you, Dana Holgorsen is not the best offensive coordinator in the country. People around here talk like that.
Right. I agree with that.
Okay. I'm afraid that what we have is a Dana Holgorsen that would fit at UCF, perhaps, and not in the Big Ten.
A Big 12.
Yeah,
Big 12
something
type,
like that. Yeah.
Whereas in the Big Ten, it's hog mollies and it's the best coaches in the nation scheming each other. And I'm just afraid that maybe Dana's getting left in the dust.
I fully subscribe to the philosophy of the best coach of the next decade is a name you haven't heard yet. So when we talk about these guys that are storied, like a Dana Holgorsen, people want to talk about, well, look what he's done in the past. Do you know what matters to me tomorrow? I don't give a shit about the past. Sure, he's got a proven track record in the past, but the game has changed so fundamentally over the last 2-3 years that like we cannot be latching on to what has worked in the past, especially when you look at a guy like Dana coming to the Big Ten, which there's really only one comparison to the Big Ten, and that's the SEC. This is hard-nosed, smash-mouth football. It's not really what Dana seems to excel in.
Okay, but you guys are both talking about Dana like he hasn't had, like, it's been a bad year, right?
I'm not bad-mouthing him.
We are exactly where we thought we would be. Most of us predicted Nebraska to go 7-5 or 8-4.
Sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And if I tell you guys before the season, if someone would have told me that Emmett Johnson was going to run for 1,200 yards, if someone was going to tell me that Dylan was going to throw for in only 9 games, he's going to throw for 2,000 yards and 18 touchdowns, I probably would have subscribed to that, just given what I saw last year. Sure. So, and that's where I was with you with the whole, I don't know if he has the right tools to do the job thing. Like, he's got Turner Corcoran starting at right tackle right now.
Oof.
At the end of the season against some of the best competition that we're going to play. And he's got you know,
What? Are you going to keep naming names?
I mean, yeah.
Are you
I
going to
could
be
go,
that guy?
I could go down the list of the guys he has playing.
Yeah.
I understand. I always say, okay, your personnel, whose fault is the personnel? It's the head coaches, right? Both of these coordinators, they are new coordinators as of this year. They are taking over with guys that they did not control, especially Dana. Like, I'm going to give him a very long leash. And I think he's done a sufficient job in a full rebuild, which I think we are still in. The best part about this season, and I was talking to Sam Hahn about this today, the best part about this season is that Nebraska got to 7 already. They have a chance to go to 8. We'll see what happens there. But Matt Rule was able to leverage a job that he isn't going to get more NIL money to improve the roster. That's the best case scenario for this team, is that they got to 7. They got to the stepping stone. They got better than last year. They went 6-6 plus 1. This year they're 7-5. Hopefully not 7-5 minus 1. Or we'll see if maybe they're 8-4. I don't know. Right. But they took a step forward, in my opinion. Maybe you guys disagree that they didn't take a step forward. I think they did.
No, I agree with that.
They took a step forward. They got better at special teams. I think they got better at offense. And I think that they got better in parts of their defense, but they definitely took a step back in more important parts in this conference. But they still found a way to get to 7. Right. So it's tough to evaluate Dana without having his full tool belt, I guess, in my opinion.
No, I said I still trust in Dana.
Yeah.
I would say, again, Jared, like you were saying, it's been boring. It feels like non-eventful so far. Like, aside from games like Houston Christian and Akron.
And like UCLA too.
Yeah.
Like UCLA had some cool things happen on offense,
We've not been, like, with Holgorsen, you expect this explosive offense. And in the games where we really, like, it had to be done, it was done.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen much of that outside of those. And so I would like to see, and I don't know how you do it with the Holgorsen offense in the Big Ten. It's difficult. Like, you have to rely on a running game. Emma Johnson's been spectacular. But we are not a team that's going to come out and drop 30 a week, 35 a week.
How do you drop 30 a week, though, when your identity is handing the ball off to 21 and telling them to figure shit out? That's their offense. Give the ball to 21 and figure it out. And it's worked really well. But how do you expect the offensive production to take this huge leap like we thought it would without Dylan? Because I asked you guys this last week. I said, has Dylan progressed? And I don't think you were here, Connor. It was you and Jared. I said, has Dylan progressed from year 1 to year 2?
I was
from year 1 to year 2.
Yeah, I was here for that.
Okay, and you both said.
I said yes.
You both said yes.
My answer is yes, but it's not
what it should be.
Not dramatic or whatever.
Yeah, we talked about how, like, he's still, in my opinion, he's a 4-year quarterback in the NCAA. Like, there's no way after 3 years. I don't think the NFL draft stock's there. He has improved, and I think that's it. It's easy to say, but I would say it's marginal improvement. Like,
marginal.
Yeah. There is marginal improvement there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. BA asked a question at the beginning of the show, and I think this is really relevant, and I want to ask you guys this. He said, genuine question for the boys. This team is 7-4, ugly, but still most wins in a while. But I keep getting more and more people that are apathetic about the program despite more wins. Why is that?
You know why.
Why is it?
Because it's one thing to look at numbers on a spreadsheet or to Google Nebraska's football record. Right. It's another thing to watch the games and see Penn State take you by the collar,
right,
and move you wherever they wanted, to see Minnesota take you and hold your head like this and you're going, like little brother, to see Michigan, even though it was a close game, treat you like you were poop on the bottom of their shoe, right? And they could pretty much say, I'm going to go there, stop me, like 94 Nebraska. You got these games where it's like Bo Pelini got fired for losses like we saw against Penn State.
100%.
Yeah.
Like Bo Pelini won a lot of games, 9 games a year, literally 9 games a year. He got fired because, yeah, he was an asshole and he would spit on refs.
The eye test.
But yeah, you got these games where you get treated like I said today. They looked like a G5 team going up against Penn State. Tell me they didn't look like a G5 team.
They
on
absolutely
Saturday.
did.
They did.
So that's why people are mad. It's not,
Well-
7-4.
Well-
looks pretty good compared to what it's been under Frosty and what it's been under. Like, absolutely, dude. I am not saying that things aren't better overall. They are. But you still have those losses where, oh my God, are they a Big Ten team or is that a Sun Belt team I'm looking at? Sometimes it's hard to tell. That's why, BA. That's my answer.
I think you're correct in saying everything you've just detailed. I do agree with that.
Thank you, sir.
But I do also think that this apathy that BA is referring to here also is a result of something that at the start of this season, we cautioned our listeners about. When everyone was talking about it, I was like, I see a route to 9-3, 10-2, maybe even 11-1.
Stop.
This was a real talking point that was everywhere.
Not for us.
It was not, and we cautioned these listeners against it. So when we see 7-4 and a route to maybe even 8-4, depending on what this Iowa game looks like, to us, I see that as, God, if we get 8 wins this season, that is a big jump. 2 wins doesn't feel like a big jump to the average fan. Nebraska fans are very reactionary. And I feel like a lot of people were expecting this team in year 2 of Raiola, Rule coming back, we're going to get things going. I think they expected so much more.
Mhm.
And because they didn't get so much more, it just feels like a loss, even though there is still marginal improvement.
I think another reason why people are kind of poo-pooing right now and a little pessimistic is I think a lot of people are expecting Iowa to treat you like little brother on Friday. Like it's
I would agree
going
with that.
to,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
because their lines are really good. Another thing too is our weaknesses on our team. It's hard to take. It's hard to accept, especially when you're a fan of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Traditionally, it's been O-line, D-line. Fuck, I mean, it's been
a long time.
listen.
It's been a long time
People-
since we've been known for offense and defensive line.
People still talk about
Well-
the pipeline. I'm like, that's 94. You guys weren't even born yet, for God's sake. And like, yeah, we had Sue.
He was good.
I want to point out we had some very talented defensive linemen last year.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you know who we're missing? You know who we're missing?
Those guys.
Not Nash and Ty. We're not missing them. You know who we're missing?
Oh
Are
boy.
you going to say Tony White?
James Williams.
James.
Oh, yeah. Team could have used him against Penn State.
Ben Audi, that's another reason why people are pissed, because we need James Williams back.
Yeah, because he would have done so much of this. Honestly,
What?
he couldn't have been any worse than the pass rush we have this year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Listen,
let me ask you
would,
this.
he would be the best pass rusher on the team right now. I
Yeah,
think, right?
100%.
Sorry, Desan, but
Jared,
yeah.
so you're a big vacuum guy. Every game's its own thing, okay? And we're looking at big picture. We're looking at progress. And you're pointing out the eyesore games that we've had,
Mhm.
but you're not looking at the big picture. So, I guess, how do you walk both sides of the line where it's no transitive properties,
Right.
no, every game's its own thing.
Mhm.
Iowa almost lost to Michigan State last week, right? We beat Michigan State, right? Transitive properties don't exist. Every game's its own thing.
That's right.
Nebraska had a really bad game against Penn State, and I'm not defending that game at all. I'm just asking you, when Nebraska gets their ass handed to them like they did against Penn State, like they did against Minnesota,
Mhm.
especially in the trenches, but then you do look at the record and you do look at the teams we have beat that we probably wouldn't have beat in the past. We have been very resilient this year.
Yeah.
How do you walk the line of vacuum guy, but then also saying, yeah, but this team is this seems not very good. Like they haven't taken the strides.
So are you asking how are you a vacuum guy?
Yeah.
But still try to assess if the overall program is making progress? Maybe is that what you're asking?
I think that's what he's at.
Like, I just feel like you and many other Husker fans are so focused on what happened at Penn State. And even if Nebraska loses Iowa, which they do all the time, if you're a betting man, just fucking bet your mortgage on Iowa. Okay. Just tell me, like, the book's going to tell you to bet Iowa. You should, right? But I'm just saying, like, if you're trying to look at big picture and where Nebraska has been, 3 wins, 4 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins,
no bowl,
wins,
no bowl.
Right. And we're taking all these steps in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
How can you go back and be like, oh, yeah, we got our ass kicked by Penn State, who on paper, even though the game's played on grass, is way more talented than you. And we knew that they were going to lose that game at the beginning of the year, regardless.
Okay. I think if it's me, if you're asking me, can I rely on you? Meaning, do you know who you are? Do you have an identity? Do you have something you can lean on? Instead of, I go into a game and I don't know if Emmett Johnson's going to get 10 carries or if he's going to get 30. Are we going to drop Dylan back 30 times? Or is he going to pass 12 times? Like, do you know who you are? Can I rely on you to find a strength and lean on the strength? Can I count on you to, maybe you'll lose a game, okay? But can you at least give the other team like a bloody nose?
But we've done that.
You'll get
we've
your ass
done
kicked.
that though. We've done the close losses thing. There's been times where we've been on this show and we're like, I'd rather get my ass handed to me, which just happened on Saturday. I'd rather get my ass handed to me than lose another 1-score game. I'd rather than have it so close and then get it taken away. So how do we, as fans, how do we walk the line of just fucking punch me in the face versus, no, I like those close losses, right? Like, how do we walk the line?
Well, so you ask, the initial question is like, how can you be a vacuum guy while also looking at the big picture? And it's one of my favorite metaphors I think I've made probably 200 times on this show. This season is a mosaic. Each game is a vacuum, and we're just putting one little piece down to paint a big picture. So, yeah, Mike, you're right. Like, you can talk about Iowa almost loses to Michigan State, a team that Nebraska beat. That's irrelevant to me. I'm looking at the pieces that Nebraska has shown me this season and what they can do. That picture tells me this is a better team than last year's Nebraska. That's what that tells me. If you want to dive into the specifics and look at one tiny little piece, obviously, like Penn State, you can pick that shit apart very easily.
Minnesota looks worse.
Yeah, you can talk a lot about those individual pieces, but we got to look at what those pieces amount to when they're all put together.
So, like, maybe, like when we look at Ohio State last year, I think it's safe to say, like, they were overlooking us, right? 21-17, I believe, was the final.
Yeah, we should not have been in that game.
And he put up a fight, right?
Well, we did.
But then next week, UCLA.
Yeah.
Who are you? Which team are you? Are you going to put up a fight against Penn State? A down Penn State? No. You're going to look like a Sun Belt team against Penn State. Okay. So I don't know. It's very roller coastery. I don't know.
Very roller coaster.
I don't know what I'm getting from week to week. Matt Rule, I'm afraid. I know, the most reliable thing I can get out of Matt Rule is he's going to lick his lips a lot.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to get that. I know I'm going to get either a dumb timeout or no timeout at all when you need it. And so, like, maybe this is a discussion about, like, maybe making progress in a program is kind of an overrated thing, because you look at the D line, it's like all of a sudden we're young, because literally within a year we lose our 2 best D linemen, and now we suck at the D line now. It's like, especially with portal and all this stuff, I think making progress, it might be an overrated kind of thing, because development is not as important as it used to be, because you can just pay and pluck whoever you need to.
But now we can. That's
what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think next year, and I think I said this yesterday, is like the put up and shut up time for Nebraska football. Matt Rule will have no excuses moving forward. Matt Rule will have the NIL budget of the best teams in college football. He can get anybody he wants. There is zero excuses why a Ty and Nash can walk out of your program and your D-line just non-existent now.
We got Jalen George, though.
So
we had to settle for Jalen George because we didn't have the money to get a real defensive lineman.
I think one phrase that I really hate, and I think it's something we've probably all heard a lot of in the last couple of years, is that Nebraska tends to find a way, barring this last game, to play to the level of its opponents. Whether that's up or down, it finds a way to be on that same level. And I disagree with that. What I think Nebraska is not a team that plays to the level of its opponent. It's an inconsistent team. And when you look at, Jared, you were just talking about, like, is development overrated? How do we measure progress for a program like Nebraska? What we need is more consistency, finding that identity, fucking do it. Just develop that identity. And again, this year, I think, was a very conflicted offense. You look at this wide receiver core with Ja'Cory Barney, Isaiah Hunter, Dane Key, and Dylan Raiola back there slinging that ball around, who played very well prior to the injury. And then you've got Emmett. And while that seems like a very, very good thing for Nebraska to have all of these offensive weapons, I don't know that we really knew who we were. You mentioned that earlier.
So here's another hot take for you.
Give it to me.
Ready? I think, this is my opinion, I think Dylan Raiola wanting to come here threw a little bit of a wrench into the identity that Matt Rule wanted. I think you don't say no.
I disagree, though.
Okay, just let me kind of
go on. No, but I do disagree.
You don't say no to Dylan Raiola. Okay, you don't say no.
Correct.
To a 5-star.
You should not, and they shouldn't have. And I think it is what it is.
You know what you say is thank you.
Yes,
sure, but then so Dylan Raiola kind of threw a wrench, but you know who else threw a wrench? Fucking Jeff Sims.
Yeah,
because you got Jeff Sims, and I think that's what Matt Rule wanted his offense to be, to revolve around a quarterback that has those abilities. And Jeff Sims was statistically one of the worst quarterbacks of all time.
It's terrible.
Literally, like, who's that NFL running back that I always forget his name? Trent Richardson, the worst running back ever, or whatever.
Yeah, Ryan Clark, the worst. Trent Richardson is the worst running back of all time. The reason I disagree with you, though,
okay, fine,
is because Nebraska, the route they were going to go if they didn't get Dylan, was they had Danny Kaelin. They had Danny Kaelin in the fold, who was a pro style, and then they were the portal guy they were going to get until Dylan made the last minute change Kyle McCord, who is also not a mobile quarterback as well. Fair. So that's why I don't really agree with that. I get where you're going with it. Matt Rule said when he first came to Nebraska, I love guys that can move, that have legs and they can move with the ball. Right. He said that when he first came to Nebraska. He said a lot of things when he first came to Nebraska that have changed because college football has changed so much.
So maybe your point about you go out and get Jeff Sims. Yikes. Danny Kaelin, we could say whatever. Virginia, and they're doing okay.
But he's not their quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, hold on. Fuck.
I'm just telling you. He's
Danny Kaelin, Kyle McCord.
So Jeff Sims, just quarterbacks in the orbit, in the Husker orbit, we'll just say. Jeff Sims, Danny Kaelin, Kyle McCord, Dylan Raiola, Trey Taylor. You look at
Dayton.
That.
You forgot Dayton.
I did not forget Dayton. I left him out. So I just named 5. And it's like, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be Dylan or do you want to be Jeff Sims? Do you want to be Kyle McCord or do you want to be Trey Taylor? And maybe the argument that I get back is, well, you just get the best quarterback that you can get or whatever. To which I would say, you don't know who you are. And so you don't really know what kind of quarterback you want to get. And I'll just say also, in the future, if we ever get a 4-star wide receiver commit or a 5-star wide receiver commit,
You have some.
We have some. Go
I'm
on.
going to say, why do you want to come here?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be instantly skeptical of you. How good are you really? If you're a 4-star wide receiver, why do you want to come to Nebraska?
Have you seen the 2027 class?
Yes.
Yeah.
To which I would say,
It's a long time till that class actually signs.
And that's fair. I mean, again, we saw Dayton Raiola. What was it, a week or 2 weeks before signing day? Just,
2 weeks.
so
Yeah, bounce.
that 2027 class is like ranked in the top 5 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
it's top 10, I think. I don't know.
No, top 5.
Are we still top 5?
Yes.
Uh,
It's got better because we just got another commit. So
yeah, it won't end there. I'll just tell you that much. And similar to other recruiting classes that we've had in the past that have been in the top 20, what have those recruiting rankings leaned on? 4-star wide receivers.
Yeah, skill players.
So miss me with that. Any wide receiver commit we get, I'm going to go, don't care. Who's my lineman? Did we get any? We had an offensive lineman decommit. Not saying he was great or going to be great, but nobody talked about that. You don't even know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Like no Dayton.
He's at Mississippi State now, boy.
Mississippi State.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So like nobody talked about that because it's not sexy. We want the fast wide receiver from Florida that can run a 4.3.
Dude, we got Grant Bricks. We got Grant Bricks though, right? And we've gotten good offensive linemen.
Talmua.
Yeah, we've gotten good recruited guys. They're not ready to play. And whose problem is that? Who develops those guys? Why are they not ready to play? In this era of college football, and BA actually put it in here. He said,
King,
in the era of the transfer portal and all that, being the youngest team is stupid because the guys could leave. There's no guarantees to develop anybody. So it's very hard to be a developmental program in this era. And that I think that's where the NIL thing comes in, where it's like, we can retain a roster because we have the money. But do you want to retain the roster? Do you want to retain the guys? They're 7-5 guys, or maybe 8-4.
They're 7-5.
I would say, to what BA was just talking about, being the youngest team in the Big Ten right now is not a detriment. It's a mistake. It is a horrible, horrible mistake in the NIL era. The era of development is gone. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Go pay them. Go buy the kids you want. That sounds weird. Go pay the players you want to come here and win now.
Listen, we played Penn State. We don't want to beat Penn State. All right.
Yeah. Every team is a 1-year unit. That's just kind of how you have to look at it.
Mercenary.
You have key players like a Dylan Raiola, like whoever, but Dylan Raiola, obviously kind of the linchpin for this current team. And that's a guy you want to stick around. You need that central guy to bring players in. And again, Trey Taylor has been phenomenal about doing that. And he's going to be the face of Nebraska in 2 years, 3 years.
If he comes here.
If he comes.
Dude, the 2027 class, and tell me if I'm wrong, but the 2027 class, you know what it feels like? It really feels like the Mike Riley, Calabraska,
Brendan Radley Hiles.
Bookie,
Keyshawn Johnson Jr.
Yeah. Stop. Yeah, was it was Jebby a part of that or no?
Jebby was a part of that. Yeah,
like there was all these guys, right? This is why the recruiting 2027. Please commit to Nebraska, please. But what I want you to do is understand Nebraska's flashing this money at you and all these things, right? But I need you to sign some sort of contract on the back end that tells me that you're actually coming to Nebraska, because I can't get excited. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go follow your Instagrams because you're going to be playing for another team and I have to have all this Georgia stuff on my screen. I just don't care.
And that's something you bring up is like, I'm not going to go follow your Instagram. You guys see all these recruits like, who's going to follow me the most? Where's home? And it's like,
so
because you
annoying.
Say that shit, I'm simply not going to follow.
Well, the piggies do though. They love
we but
they love it
until you put on an N, not the purple one, the red one, the scarlet one. I'm not going to follow you.
Right. Yeah. I
And
don't.
even then,
Dude,
like I
okay.
only follow a few players here and there.
I'll give him a retweet though.
I
The
hate
Mark.
No, I follow Emmett Johnson on TikTok. His TikTok's very good. But like I don't follow many players.
Okay, hold on. Just I hate talking about recruiting. God, I'm sorry. I don't mean want to railroad it, but like going back to the point about having younger players. I think it was yesterday where I said the name Rex Guthrie.
Mhm.
Right, he's playing ahead of Buford.
Right.
Who's 20-something years old.
And he's been here a long time. His
Been
brother's
here-
here. All these things.
Right. Rex Guthrie, freshman, good player, but like 7-5. 7-5.
And will Rex Guthrie go somewhere else? Right. So if Nebraska loves Rex Guthrie, right? Maybe somebody from his hometown will love Rex Guthrie, and maybe he might go there. There's just so many things that are into play because it's the Wild West in college football.
I'm just saying, like it's a good story. He's a freshman. He's playing Power 5 ball, right? He seems to be very good, but 7-5. That's my whole point. Is you can play these young guys, these young cats. We look at some of our dude. I know that the D line is getting beat like a redheaded stepchild, right?
The backers aren't that good.
The second level is
They're young though.
they can't run fit to save their lives. The secondary can't stop the run either. Like I'm just saying, the D line, yeah, bad, but those linebackers have been hella disappointing this year.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to reconcile my own beliefs.
Well, while you're reconciling, we have 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a good transition. And we're talking about run fits and
fuck it.
linebackers and all those things.
Let's go to that.
It is Iowa Hate Week. If you're just joining the chat, make sure you guys drop all your Iowa slander in the chat. We'll try to read it off before we end the show. You talk about run fits, and Iowa has been known forever under Kirk Ferentz of being a excellent outside zone running team. Do you know what run play has killed Nebraska the entire year?
Can I take 4 guesses?
I'll give you 4.
Okay. Is it the deep pass?
That's it was
No.
close, but no.
Okay. Is it
Fullback trap.
Is it we can't stop a punt return?
No.
Okay. Shit. God, is it the outside run?
There it is.
Oh,
The-
it only took me 3.
The outside zone, the outside toss, pretty much anything getting our defense out in space on the outside.
Yeah.
They have struggled so mightily.
Mike, have you seen?
Oh no.
No. I'm not doing this again, dude. I'm not.
Okay, hold on. No, I want to know. You can't just give me that. He's
So-
already deflating over there.
Outside zone. Have you seen anything from this defense that gives you any hope? Dude, they're so fucking slow. They look slow, dude. And like our linebackers, when they can't, I love Vincent Shavers, but he runs on his heels, dude. And you got our D linemen. Their back is to whoever they're tackling. Like they're so slow and doughy. They're like our O line's kind of like that too. They're just like doughy and they can't like move. And maybe that's a Corey Campbell conversation. I don't know, but you get those linebackers trying to move and they're just plodding along, dude. They're like me after like 4 beers, maybe. And I'm just like, oh man, I'm just plodding along. Just my doughy, am I wrong?
No.
The defense looks slow.
So to that point, we talk about this a lot. Like we're just right now 3 guys because we're missing Kyle today. Kyle, we miss you.
And they just dive at people.
Yeah,
We're like our secondary just kind of dives at people.
we're 3 guys sitting here just bullshitting, and we can see this. So over under 150 rushing yards for Iowa.
Bruh.
I'm
how much?
150.
Oh, bet your mortgage, buddy.
Yeah.
Bet it. Put whatever you have on over 150. Fuck. They ran for 250 yards on fucking Penn State.
Yeah.
They ran for 250 yards on Penn State.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep pushing you, and I'm gonna find where your line's at. Over under 220.
Shit, dude. I don't know.
I think
like as a team, right? As a team.
Yeah, I think we probably see 180 rushing yards out of this Iowa offense.
More. They ran for 245. I understand vacuum. 245 yards on you'll love this. So they ran for 245 yards on Penn State, the team that just mollywopped us, right? You know how we talk about PJ Fleck. You know how we talk about Penn State. There is not a team in America that gets up and loves to play Nebraska and beat Nebraska more than the Iowa Hawkeyes. Kurt Ferentz loves it. He will go to bed with a smile on his face every single night this week because he knows he gets to play Nebraska, and his players, they love to beat Nebraska. They love it. They love it so much.
like a fat kid loves cake, man. They wake up every day in the off season and they want to kick our ass. And they revel in it, man.
I would tell you that you're correct. Iowa, at the start of every season, Iowa circles Black Friday.
They love it.
Oh, yeah. But I would tell you, it's also like the first thing I do is circle Black Friday.
Right, that's what a rivalry game is.
Yeah, I'm not saying it to be insulting to them.
No, I know, but I think even though the results have been not great, 1-9 in the last decade, but even though the results have not been great, I think this Nebraska team, they're not going to sleep with a smile on their face. I feel like they're probably going to bed angry. It's time. You just got fucking embarrassed. You just got embarrassed.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
You think they're going to bed happy after what just happened?
Here's the thing.
They don't care.
You can go to bed as angry as you want, but the game's at 11 a.m.
Good.
So you're waking up. You're not waking up, dude.
I hope they wake up.
They're not gonna,
dude.
At least not to the level of Kirk Ferentz and his team, man.
You believe that Iowa hates Nebraska more than Nebraska hates Iowa?
Yes. That's not even a question.
Yo,
that's not even
Iowa
a question.
hates us more?
Yes. It's not even close.
It's
nice.
Iowa hates us. You know why Iowa hates us? Because we actually have a history, but on top of it, they kick our ass. So not only Nebraska, right? So throughout the entire history of college football, Nebraska was winning all these championships and having all these Heisman winners and all these things, right? Yeah. And Iowa sitting there, we're next door, but we don't do any of that stuff. But yay to 8-4, right? Then Nebraska joins the Big Ten, and we took care of them for a little bit while Bo was here. Since then, they have bent us over.
No lube.
Not
lube.
That's
Spit.
Not what I asked. Right. I'm not asking you who wins more.
Iowa hates Nebraska more than Nebraska hates Iowa because Nebraska had rivalries in their history. We have hard rivalries where it went back and forth, and when we lived centuries and eras on that stuff. No, Iowa hated us because they had to watch from afar what their neighbor was doing. Every Iowa fan you meet hates Nebraska. Some Nebraska fans, and I said it earlier, some Nebraska fans still don't think it's a rivalry, which I think is fucking crazy.
That's not a Nebraska fan then. If you don't think it's a rivalry, you're not a Nebraska fan.
Well, that's the thing is that's kind of what sparked it at the beginning of coming to the Big Ten was we had a superiority complex about us. We thought we would come to the Big Ten and run it.
The Big Ten will adjust for us, I think is a quote.
I mean, this is even before Scott. It was, we got screwed by the Big 12, right? We just can't get past Texas. Like, we can even beat Oklahoma from time to time, right?
Brown.
And we're going to go to the Big Ten. We're going to run that shit. And we had that way about us. We had that superiority complex. You still remember, we went into Wisconsin that year. Russell Wilson. And, dude, the stories that come out of that place and how we were treated as a fan base when we traveled to Camp Randall, horrific, horror stories, right? And might get spit on by Iowa fans, right? And like, yeah, we downplayed Iowa.
They hate Nebraska.
We were saying Iowa doesn't deserve to be mentioned in the same breath as us. How are they a rival? And I was like, fuck you. We beat you. You know, they hate us so much.
But you just said exactly what I believe. My hatred is so severe for the Iowa Hawkeyes that I genuinely believe they should not be mentioned in the same breath as my program that has been fledgling for a decade. I still hate them so much. I don't care that we had 3 and 9 seasons or 4 and 8 seasons. They don't even deserve to be mentioned alongside us.
Hey,
the pure hatred I have for Iowa, and I feel like you guys have it too.
I have it, but you know what? I will tell you right now that my Iowa hatred has grown more and more and more and more every year, especially since we started this podcast. The amount of Iowa accounts that interact with us more than any fan base in the country. They interact with Husker fans more than some Husker fans do.
Yeah.
Like they are so active on social media of their Iowa fans care more about hating on Nebraska than their actual team. They do not give a flying fuck about their players and their team. They care more about hating on Nebraska and beating Nebraska than anything else.
They get to do the cool part.
Iowa State. They like that too, but they haven't beat Iowa State in a little bit.
They get to do the cool part, but I'll be goddamned if an Iowan hates me more than I hate them.
But Connor, you're talking about yourself. Matt Rule, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Matt Rule got a question in the realm of, does your team recognize?
Yep.
Right? Does your team recognize the Iowa rivalry? Like, we hate them, Connor, as a fan base.
Yeah.
I don't think the team hates them
because they don't understand it.
Maybe, but you know who like actually legitimately understands it with no mystery is Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah. BA said the same thing.
It's Phil Parker. It's all those guys. And Brian Ferentz as well, when he was still on staff. They hate us so much. But the fan base we hate each other as a fan base.
It's so easy for Kirk Ferentz. Like, we can obviously say, like, Kirk Ferentz is certainly more invested in this rivalry than a guy like Matt Rule. Matt Rule's been here on year 3. Yeah. Kirk Ferentz has been coaching at Iowa for 63 years. He's been there for almost a century.
Dude, Matt Rule didn't. So they asked Matt Rule guessed on how long Kirk Ferentz was at Iowa today.
What'd he say?
He guessed like 18.
Isn't he 23 this year?
It's like 27.
I'm short at 23.
Yeah. His first year was 99.
Yeah. Like it's insane. And BA put in the chat a little bit ago, and Jared, you literally just like repeated what he said. He said let me get to the right comment.
It's all right.
He said, please hold.
BA knows ball, so
he does know ball.
All right. There's so many comments.
It's all BA too.
No, it's not all BA. There's a lot of comments in there, guys. He essentially said one coach knows it's a rivalry, the other one doesn't. You heard the presser today. Like, that's what it comes down to.
Nebraska is not. They're not going to go into this game angry.
They don't care. Hey, and Ty and Nash.
Let's be real.
They lost to him on their senior day. Kind of.
I don't know. Maybe it's like we're going to watch this game and be like, ho hum. And I think that's what the team's going to, it's just, like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just being ultra pessimistic, but I think it's going to be sleepy. I think the team's going to be sleepy.
You think the game or the defense?
The team.
Like the whole team.
Yeah, dude. I think we're going to watch this game and go, oh my God, they look bored. The offense is boring again. And it's just 7-5. Iowa's going to beat us again. Who cares?
Are we at a point where we transition into scoring predictions?
Yeah, I think it's a good time. We'll start off with Kyle's. Kyle's not here, but he did give us a scoring prediction.
Kyle's not even here. We're still making him go first.
Yeah, well, that's my job, right? Kyle did give us a scoring prediction. And Husker fans, you will not like it. Hey, and while we're doing this, the 100+ people in the chat, throw your scoring predictions in the chat. We'll read them out loud. Kyle said 31-17. Drum roll.
31-17.
Iowa wins again in Lincoln, Nebraska. Connor, you're next.
I'm next. I figured we'd stay with you. So I'm a man of my word. I did switch up on one game this season. And I believe that was the Michigan game, where on the day of, I ended up calling it a win. I was incorrect. But I have reverted. I'm sticking with my preseason prediction. I have this 24-17 Big Red.
24-17 Nebraska for Connor. Okay. Jared, you got one for us.
God. I think this is going to be a Dana Holgorsen versus Phil Parker. Phil Parker's a fucking stud.
He is. Phil Parker deserves better. Get a shirt that said that.
Dana Holgorsen, 80% of the time, runs a boring offense. And maybe that'll be enough against Iowa. Who knows? Outside zone. I was going to run for at least 200 yards. Because even though we know it's coming, can't stop it. Versus Penn State, you knew what they were going to do. That made zero difference. Gronowski will not go 11 for 12 like Grunkemeyer, but it won't matter because it never has. Shit. Iowa 30, Nebraska 13.
30-13. Okay. My prediction, pretty similar, but a little worse.
Really?
I think Iowa scores a little bit more. And we score one extra point. I have Nebraska losing 34-14. I'm sorry. What we do well, Iowa doesn't even entertain. And what we do bad, Iowa loves to do. And if we can't stop Penn State, who was playing for nothing, we're sure as hell not going to be able to stop Iowa, who this is their Super Bowl. They love. Yeah,
Penn State doesn't even love beating you.
No, they don't love beating you. Iowa loves beating you. They love it. There's going to be so many fucking Iowa fans in the goddamn stadium. You're going to hear the stupid "Let's Go Hawk" chants. It's going to be just a miserable day for those of us that are going to the game. With that being said, I will be in the stands wearing red, screwing my head off, and I will not be the reason they lose. I'll tell you that now. It'll be loud. Hopefully the fans aren't sleepy. I won't be. But I will not be the reason they lose. But I have almost zero faith after watching that Penn State game. And I know you're a vacuum guy. I have zero faith. Now, I think, you want to hear something funny? I think Iowa struggled against Michigan State because they were already juiced up for Nebraska. I think they wanted to beat Nebraska so bad. They overlooked Michigan State.
So do you want to know, the only thing that gives me a little bit of faith here? It was 3 years ago, right around this time. We were not sitting in this studio, not even the studio we were in prior. We were in the brewery. We were doing our scoring predictions. And it is the first time that the best score guesser guy award was ever given out. Was me calling a win against Iowa. And 3 years later, I feel like I'm getting that trophy back. I have almost zero factual basis to put on this. I've just got a feeling. It feels good.
There's still an asterisk on that because we pressured you into changing your pick.
You literally made me change my prediction because you told me that Iowa wouldn't, or Nebraska couldn't beat Iowa.
Yeah, 100%. We pressured you into changing your pick, but your first guess was good.
No, my first guess was entirely accurate. You literally made me make another prediction on the show.
Hey,
Then you bought yourself a trophy.
Kyle bought me the trophy.
Hey, I know it's 7:06, but here's a question for you, okay? Nebraska football under Matt Rule, year 3, has made progress. Yes or no?
Yes.
If the game plays out the way that Mike and I suspect it will, are we sitting here saying that they've made progress in year 3?
Yes.
Even if they lose 40-13 or something like that, are we still sitting here going, they've made progress?
Jared,
What do you think?
at the beginning of the year, not only am I perfect on my record prediction so far, I predicted every single game right, unlike anybody on this podcast. And at the
brag.
yeah, I'm just telling you. I mean,
Pat yourself on the
I won't
back
get
there.
myself a trophy or anything.
I didn't buy the trophy. Kyle bought it.
I'm just telling you right now. At the beginning of the year, I said they're going to go 7-5,
Mhm.
and it's still progress because it's one more game than last year,
Right.
and I'm going to stick with that.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I asked Sam Hahn this earlier. I was like, so 6-6 plus 1 going to 7-5. If 7-5 minus 1 happens,
It's not a -1.
no, it'll be -1. It'll be -1. If that happens, I'm not going to be happy.
No.
And bowl games really don't matter, but it's one of those things, especially now they changed the portal window and everything else. Like if Nebraska goes and gets paired up against like Iowa State or something like that, and they lose the bowl game, so then they lose their last 3 with that sour taste in your mouth, I might feel differently. And we'll have 6 months to talk about that. But as of right now, based on my predictions of what I expected this year and how it's just fallen into place perfectly, no misses, I will say it is progress. It's not where we want to be, but it is progress. And the reason why is because we actually have a third unit. We didn't have special teams the first 2 years under Matt Rule, and we do this year. And that is the only difference in the game at all, is that we actually have 3 phases of the game.
I think it's crazy to weigh the bowl game into this. Again, we don't have Raiola. The O-line has just been beat to shit. Like, sure, you are correct in saying that you have called every game correctly.
I have.
But to sit here and talk about, like, if we lose that bowl game, it's going to be hard for me to consider this progress, I think is ludicrous. I really do. Because
I told you I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I'm just telling you that the 6-6 plus 1 made it feel a little bit better, because the way that we lost to Iowa, Nebraska fans just they forgot how we lost to Iowa last year. People forgot because we beat Boston College. Everything was all better. We finally made a bowl game. We won a bowl game, and we had our first winning season since 2016, right? So it was all forgotten, the Iowa game. To me, what I'm saying is if we go play in that bowl game, and if we lose to Iowa and then go play in that bowl game and then lose again, then you have that sour taste 3 games in a row, and you don't really have hope going into the next season until Kool-Aid season starts.
I think they call that recency bias.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I think overall, I think it's really difficult to look at this team and look at this season and say we have not definitively made progress. However small you want to call that progress, it's there.
There's a lot of people who say no, we have not made progress. Just to let you know. Like,
Listen,
the chat is filled with no's.
Like I've said, I just think this team is meh. 7-5, meh. 8-4, maybe. If you can pull one out of your ass against Iowa.
If they pull against Iowa, I'm going to change my tune completely. I'm just telling you now. I'm going to change my tune completely. And I think Kyle will have a perfect prediction if Iowa wins.
Kyle would have a perfect record prediction.
Yeah, preseason record prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I can't disagree with those people in there. And I guess it's all about what you want. What do you want as a fan? You want as many wins as possible, but at the same time, you got to be realistic. And they're mid. They're meh.
I think that's why Matt Rule asked for all that NIL money.
Yeah.
If it was rainbows and sunshines and he thought the roster with this young roster and all these guys are going to be good, we can just retain them and we'll be fine. If he thought the roster was perfect, Do you think he would have been going to bat so hard for the new NIL budget?
Yeah, it would not have been a sticking point.
I think Matt Rule, if you give him truth serum, would also agree that this team is also meh. And while we're on that, we did get a super chat from our good friend Adam Halpern.
King.
He says, yes, we've made progress and that we've won close games. Frost would have lost all those games. I totally agree with that. And we said that this year. We've said it a lot of times that maybe the year 3 Matt Rule thing isn't going to win double-digit games, which we know that didn't happen. Maybe it's not any of that. Maybe it's just this team is learning how to play in close games, and they don't pucker up against a team like Iowa. Maybe.
What was the phrase we talked about? Matt Year's 3-year pop, but I think we had a new term for it.
Well, pop versus progress.
Pop versus progress, yeah. And I think year 3 progress, you've seen. I mean, you saw it from year 1 to year 2. You're seeing it from year 2 to year 3, and it's not sexy. Nobody, I mean, not nobody, but reasonable fans were not expecting this rebuild to be sexy.
No.
What we want is progress and to keep moving forward, whether it's 1 step or 1 mile. And they are. I mean, they're kind of taking it a step at a time, but I'm fine with that. That's what we need. That's why Matt Rule got his extension.
What we need to do is figure out how to win fucking games. That's what we need to do. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to figure it out so I don't have to feel like I did on Saturday ever again.
Earlier today at work, me and my teacher mate were going through the roster.
Oh no.
Oh my God. The roster. Like, God, dude.
Nebraska's roster, right?
Nebraska's roster.
Young, big, beautiful roster. Young talent.
I'll just say this. There's so many guys on that roster that you gotta have a conversation with them. That you gotta go somewhere else. I just that's my task for you guys is I just want you to go on the it's the On3 Nebraska scholarship distribution. You need to look at that. And I need you to tell me with a straight face that the roster is like good. There's so many guys on that roster, bro.
Portal season when it starts, it's gonna be interesting.
Who? And
Red Wedding.
I'm only saying this because I'm being a dick, but like, who is Pierce Mooberry?
He's that kid from Nebraska.
I thought that was a Ben & Jerry's flavor. I thought that was ice cream.
Like, I don't mean to be a dick, but like, Jalen George. What?
He says, what?
Caden Vermoss. All due respect. Like, these are guys that are not going to see a down unless we are very bad. Like Jacob Bauer, no offense. 7-5. If you're okay with Jacob Bauer being a contributor, that's fine. That's fine. Just be okay with 7-5 then. Don't be bitching. Oh my God, they're 8-4, fire rule. No, Jacob Bauer is your linebacker, stupid. What'd you expect? To which you would say they should have gotten somebody then. Or they should have recruited better. And I would say
now they
yes.
can. Now they can.
They can do anything they want. Just keep in mind any transfer. Not any. Most transfers you get, you are getting them for a reason. And it's not because you're paying them. It's because somebody else didn't really want them. So just keep that in mind as we go into portal season and we add all these guys, and it'll be exciting because they're all new names and it's all new possibilities, right?
Very excited.
Imagine.
Oh, well, maybe.
Hold on. Jalen George.
Hold on. I got it.
Jalen George.
Hold on. I got it.
He's getting
There's too many menus. I got it.
Jalen George.
You're doing great.
Jalen George.
Oh, is that what you wanted?
I think he was doing the imagine.
Yeah, I know. You wanted this one?
No, I wanted the want.
Oh.
Anyway, no,
Well, so
just saying, keep that in mind as we go in, the Kool-Aid season. And
very, very short point, because I know we're maybe a little over time.
We're really over time.
Here's the thing. Matt Rule has already said, he's told you, We've got the money. We can go get who we want.
Yep.
Matt Rules told you.
Here, if you don't,
Time out.
if you don't,
Matt Rules told you. Time out.
If we don't get who we want, and you're gonna talk like that and say we got the money, we're big boys now, like we can compete, and you don't do it,
Put up and shut up. That's what I said.
I mean, they've handed him a shovel. It's up to Matt Rule to determine if he's digging a grave or not.
You know what else Matt Rule has said? There's a bell. I can't hear you. Sorry. That's another thing he said. 7-4.
7-4.
Hey.
Progress. Beat Iowa. Oh,
Beat Iowa.
beat Iowa.
Fuck Iowa.
Beat Iowa. You beat Iowa. We forget.
All of this. Everything we said. We love them. Greatest team ever.
Yes.
Remember, Mickey Joseph beat Iowa. Is Matt Rule better than Mickey Joseph? We'll find out on Friday.
Beat Iowa. Okay. Just fucking do it. Jesus. And BeInOurPodcast.com. Beat Iowa. Spotify. Beat Iowa. YouTube. Beat Iowa. Come on.
Beat Iowa. And while you're doing that,
You haven't beat Iowa at home since 2011.
that's crazy.
If you are not embarrassed by that, Mike, Connor,
I'm very embarrassed. by
Oh
that.
yeah, I don't love saying 1-9.
if you're Sam Hahn, if you're fucking anyone associated with Husker football, that is embarrassing.
You should be pissed.
Fucking figure it out. Beat Iowa.
Don't
I
do that.
agree.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Before we wrap up, just wanted to give you a little bit more information on the Dueling Pianos at Heavy Brewing this Saturday. Dueling Pianos night is at the end of the month, aka on Saturday. They're excited to announce that the beneficiary of the donations from Dueling Pianos will be the Stevens Center in Omaha, Nebraska. So if you go to Dueling Pianos, the money is going to charity. Stevens Center partners with individuals and families experiencing homelessness, substance abuse, and mental health challenges to help them achieve stability and self-sufficiency. We're excited to be a donating partner. And yeah, anyways, pack the house. It's going to be a good time over at Heavy Brewing on Saturday in Gretna, Nebraska. And before we wrap up, Connor.
Well, I was gonna say you're telling me at Heavy Brewing this Saturday, it's good people, good beer, good food, and a good cause.
Yes.
Holy shit!
You better go.
Yeah.
If you love Dueling Pianos and your mother-in-law's in town, take her to fucking Heavy Brewing.
All right. Before we get out of here, there is obviously the big one. We are here at Sinovation Studios in Omaha, Nebraska. At Sinovation Omaha, your image is their business. From eye-catching indoor and outdoor signs to clear professional wayfinding solutions, they're going to help you find your brand, a way to stand out where it matters the most. Again, check the wall behind us right now. It looks pretty dope. That's Sinovation Omaha. Transform your walls with stunning wraps. Turn vehicles into rolling billboards with custom decals and add privacy or style with vinyl window graphics. When you partner with Sinovation Omaha, you're not just going to get signage. You're going to add curb appeal and create a lasting first impression for your customers. Shout out Sinovation.
I'm one of your hosts, Jared Hall.
Mike Delaware.
Connor Cavalack.
As always, beat Iowa. Beat Iowa. Fuck's sake.
Pete, Iowa.